If there is one thing Sunrise on the Reaping, the new Hunger Games book, has given us, it's new information about characters we already knew from the original saga. One of the most fascinating stories is that of the victor of the 49th Hunger Games and former tribute from District 3. From the start, we knew she was one of the saga's most enigmatic characters, an older woman whose brilliance far outweighed her madness, so she must have had a dark past. And we weren't wrong. That's why, in this video, we're going to tell you WIRESS' story, how she won her games, and what led her to lose part of her sanity. WIRESS was born in District 3 approximately 3 to 4 decades after the Treaty of Treason and the establishment of the Hunger Games. In a district where technology was the primary industry, she grew up surrounded by technical advances and engineering knowledge that not only served her community, but also directly benefited the capital. From a young age, WIRESS showed remarkable skill in creating and refining cutting-edge devices, a reflection of the technological legacy that defined her district. At 17, WIRESS was reaped to participate in the 49th Hunger Games. After being transported to the capital with the other tributes, she was confined to the barracks as pre-game training began. During the training sessions, the game makers left subtle hints about the nature of the arena: aluminum blankets, metal bowls, and a round mirror at the fire station. While most overlooked these clues, WIRESS observed them closely. The 49th Hunger Games, the nest of mirrors. When the tributes were released into the arena, they found themselves in an environment designed for confusion, a setting known as the Nest of Mirrors. This arena was filled with lakes reflecting the sky, rock formations, and cliffs coated in mirrored surfaces that disoriented anyone trying to navigate. The gleaming cloaks the tributes were required to wear only heightened the effect, making them appear surrounded by their own reflections in every direction. Even approaching the silver cornucopia, where the supplies were concentrated, was dangerous. Tributes would stumble into illusions, trapped by reflections, unable to tell reality from appearance. While many fell victim to disorientation or went mad, WIRESS remained calm. She carefully avoided the initial bloodbath by steering clear of the cornucopia and trusting her instincts. She sought supplies far from the fighting. As she painstakingly explored the terrain, she discovered a blind spot, a rock jutting out over a lake. There, hidden in plain sight, she found refuge. Although other tributes searched nearby, no one managed to spot her. Even the game makers, used to overseeing everything, struggled to find her and couldn't send her any sponsor gifts. For days, WIRESS stayed hidden, surviving on what she had and drinking water from the lake. The arena, designed as a death trap, became her ally, thanks to her ability to understand it. From time to time, the game makers tried to locate her, but she remained elusive, an embarrassing reminder that a tribute from District 3 understood their creation better than they did. Eventually, only 2 tributes remained, WIRESS and one from District 6. When she finally decided to move, the boy lunged toward a reflection where he thought he saw her, hit his head, and fell into the lake where he drowned. WIRESS didn't have to lift a weapon. Her strategy alone was enough to win. The victor's hovercraft took an hour to locate her, and they only managed to do so when she returned to the cornucopia. When asked how she had managed to survive, WIRESS simply replied, "I followed the beams of light." That was all she ever said during those games. Her mentor had been Beetee, who would later become one of her closest allies. Post-victory, mentorship and rebellion. A year after her victory, WIRESS was assigned as a mentor for the tributes from District 12 set to participate in the second quarter Quell. Since District 12 didn't have a living victor to guide them, she was joined by Mags Flanagan, the victor from District 4. Together, they mentored the selected tributes: Hamish Abernathy, Macely Donner, Wyatt Callow, and Lulu, a capital replicant brought in to replace fallen tribute Luella McCoy. WIRESS took her role seriously. She shared her experiences from the games, explained the strategies that had led to her victory, and offered practical advice she hoped would help them survive. She taught survival tips, including a song she had composed listing the priorities. She explained how she had figured out the nature of her arena even before entering it, and guided them on what to say during interviews to attract sponsors. She also helped Beetee when he was trying to figure out how to destroy the arena from within. Despite their efforts, the events that followed were far darker than any mentor could have foreseen. After the games, WIRESS, along with Mags, was punished for acts of defiance committed by Haymitch. Both were tortured by Capitol authorities under suspicion of being involved in a plan orchestrated by Beetee and the rebellion, even though they hadn't participated directly. For WIRESS, the aftermath was devastating. After the torture, she suffered a severe mental breakdown, one from which she would never fully recover. The third quarter Quell, a tragic return. For the third quarter Quell, President Snow decreed that the tributes be reaped from the previous victors. As one of the few surviving victors from District 3, WIRESS was reaped once again. During the traditional chariot parade, she and Beetee represented the essence of their district, dressed in outfits adorned with electric lights symbolizing the technology they exported to the capital. During pre-game training, Katniss Everdeen, following Haymitch Abernathy's advice to seek out strategic allies, approached WIRESS and Beetee at the fire station. It was there that WIRESS identified a flaw in the force field protecting the Game Maker's balcony, once again demonstrating her sharp perception. Impressed, Katniss decided that the two victors from District 3 would be valuable allies. Although many tributes underestimated WIRESS and Beetee, Haymitch accepted Katniss' recommendation and began integrating the pair into his strategy. In the arena, during the initial bloodbath at the cornucopia, WIRESS managed to survive with the help of Johanna Mason and Blight. She and Beetee escaped toward the sections of the arena corresponding to 1 and 2 o'clock on the clock. On the first night, WIRESS detected the arena's pattern. 12 chimes marked the shift of dangers, organized like a giant clock. She tried to communicate her discovery to her companions, repeatedly muttering, "Tick," though she was initially ignored, even by Johanna. During the ensuing disasters, they became trapped in a deadly rain of blood, which led to Blight's death when he was hurled into the force field. Later, WIRESS and the others regrouped on the beach with Katniss, Peeta Mellark, and Finnick Odair. Katniss, recognizing WIRESS' deteriorated state, tended to her, cleaning the blood and caring for her wounds. WIRESS, still shaken, continued repeating "tick" until Katniss finally understood. The arena was designed like a clock. That discovery brought WIRESS a brief moment of relief. Her final moments. On the second day of the games, Plutarch Heavensby strategically placed a large spool of wire in the arena as part of a secret plan to destroy the force fields surrounding the perimeter and facilitate the escape of Katniss and her alliance. While washing the wire near the cornucopia, WIRESS quietly sang a nursery rhyme, "Hickory Dickory Dock." The melody, which seemed to calm her, also served as a subtle warning of any nearby threats. Suddenly, the song stopped. Katniss, alerted by the silence, turned just in time to see Gloss attack, slashing WIRESS' throat. Without hesitation, Katniss avenged her by killing Gloss. WIRESS died in the arena, placing 12th out of 24 tributes. Before leaving, Katniss closed WIRESS' eyes in a gesture of farewell and retrieved the wire she had been washing. Legacy. WIRESS' story is one of a brilliant mind trapped in a world that never truly valued her potential. From the factories of District 3 to the bright lights of the Hunger Games, her intelligence and sharp observation were always her greatest weapons. But in a system built to break even the strongest, not even she could escape unscathed. WIRESS didn't just survive her arena, she understood it better than anyone. And though her end in the third quarter Quell was tragic, she left a subtle yet lasting mark on those who knew her. A reminder that sometimes, in the most chaotic places, it's the quietest mind that manages to uncover the hidden order behind the chaos. Let me know in the comments what other topics you'd like to see covered on the channel. And remember, if you enjoy this type of video, the best way to support me is by leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell. See you in the next one.